Nobody would have seen it coming. Nobody would have expected the absolute vile atrocity born into this world in 2003. A destroyer of peace. A conqueror of generations.
I dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom.
The murderer of thousands and thousands. The walking advertisement for deodorant bottles. The bane of sanity and regular living. And their name? 2003, a significant year for many reasons. The United States invaded Iraq, the Human Genome Project was completed, Slovenia and Hungary joined the European Union, and Finding Nemo was released. But an important event was left out of all government records. Coincidence? I'll let you decide. This was the year that Jupiter, the leader of the sociologists, was born. Jupiter was born in a fatherless household with an otherwise relatively normal early childhood. They went to school, got average grades, nothing too special. Jupiter wasn't really close to her mother. Her mother was a drunk who'd stay out late, leaving Jupiter home alone, forcing her to learn how to cook food and clean clothes at a very young age. At the age of 13, near the beginning of Jupiter's time in high school, her mother found a boyfriend and got engaged only 4 months after meeting him. This further put a wedge between Jupiter and her mother. Her mother practically ignored her every second of every day, not even realizing when Jupiter had taken days off school. With a neglectful biological mother, Jupiter found a mother figure in her sociology teacher. She'd often stay with her teacher after class and talk for hours about sociology and how the world would benefit from adopting its ideals. Unfortunately, Jupiter was kicked out of high school at 15 years old due to her failing grades, poor attendance and bad behaviour. This left Jupiter home alone very often with nothing but her thoughts. She started to go practically insane, performing disturbing experiments such as refusing to wear deodorant for months straight, dyeing her hair an array of colours, and even dyeing the hair of mice, as well as participating in vaping regularly, with her favourite flavour being watermelon ice. She'd regularly get into arguments with her mother and stepfather, who were married by this point, with her stepfather regularly getting physical, giving her black eyes and cuts on her face. Eventually, her stepfather blamed her sociology teacher for her destructive and poor behaviour. Her stepfather decided to go back to the high school and confront her sociology teacher. The altercation got violent, leading to the arrest of her stepfather for second-degree murder. He later died in prison from another altercation. Soon after the arrest, Jupiter's mother disowned her and left her homeless. Jupiter went to her teacher's grave after everyone else had left the funeral and made a single promise. "I'll save the world for you. I loved you and you were taken away from me." This event birthed the sociologist movement, advertised as a movement to help everyone and save the world from corruption and war. The movement quickly gained traction, with 79% of the population engaging in sociologist activities to this very day. Jupiter quickly gained influence over politics and even organisations such as MI5. The movement quickly became corrupt, with Jupiter becoming a tyrant in the name of protecting everyone. A small few people saw this corruption and swore that it needs to be stopped before it's too late. This led to the formation of the one and the only Anti-Sociologist Association. The ASA quickly gained traction, fighting against socio-ideals like abstaining from deodorant, vaping, succumbing to brain rot, and dyeing your hair goofy colours. The leader of the ASA is me, whom you know as Stallion himself. Shortly after the ASA began their campaign, I had my first ever encounter with Jupiter, which I documented in this video here. I was attacked by the leader of the sociologists. Here's what happened. I was invited to a meeting with a supposed customer for my 1999 fully customizable diet and workout plan. I opened the door and came face to face with the head sociologist. She claimed that her name was Jupiter, and without hesitation she pulled out a shotgun and fired at me. Luckily I avoided the blast with a tactical Nordic leg extension. I barely escaped with my life. Subscribe for more. This event was the catalyst that began the ongoing war between the ASA and the sociologists. After Jupiter failed the assassination attempt, she enlisted the help of many other sociologist higher-ups, as I explain in this video. I eavesdropped on a sociologist meeting, and what I heard was horrifying. Jupiter and her disciples conversed about ways to prevent deodorant production worldwide and prevent Utopia Season 3 from airing, as well as ways to assassinate members of the anti-sociologist associations such as Pietre and Dr. Livesey. I learnt that the three main pillars of sociologists are Jupiter, Saturn and Venus. We must unite to prevent their domination. Subscribe for more on. Many other smaller events took place, with Jupiter being the mastermind behind all calculated attacks against the anti-sociologists. So in response, I decided to create the Sociologists of the Week series in order to create a news outlet for all sociologist operations, helping inform our soldiers about what our enemies are doing. Shortly after this, it is claimed that Jupiter met her supposed spouse, who we've nicknamed the King of Estrogen. However, we cannot fully confirm if it's her partner or not.
朋友是一个坚韧不拔的纪录片，在香港这座城市的设置。主演钱和乐、罗欧斯、福波斯伊、瑞秋。
My intel has told me that this boy right here may potentially be Jupiter's spouse. Apparently he operates on the gaming scene, attempting to psycho-manipulate people into joining the sociologists. I think this guy needs to stop gaming and start going to the gym and take advantage of his newbie gains and fairly high testos. Anyway, this guy stinks, alpha smegma male. The sociologists committed their worst crime yet when they captured dreamybull and forced him into a process known as cream extraction. We attempted many operations to bust dreamybull out of captivity, but all failed. Many speculate that in order to save dreamybull, we require the help of an anonymous man named Stephen. However, Stephen has gone completely radio silent and we've not heard anything from him. A man by the alias Ambatukam has been kidnapped by the sociologists. Footage has been released of a procedure ominously named cream extraction. Just by looking at Mr. Ambatukam's face, you can tell this is taking its toll on him. He looks on the verge of death throughout every piece of footage, sometimes even looking on the verge of clinical retardation. May God bless his soul. I'm praying for this man's rescue. The sociologists have won this one. Free my man, he didn't do anything wrong. The sociologists finally caught their first victory on us, as displayed in Sociologists of the Week number 11, after using their forbidden weapon, him. Not much is known about him, except that he's their strongest soldier by far.
Do any girls find this attractive? I'm trying to find my next waifu.
That single creature right there is the abomination that the sociologists have created, an absolute amalgamation of sociologist values and ideals used as their most powerful weapon to finally defeat us. There isn't much more info I can provide, I'm afraid, because everything is currently ongoing with no ending in sight for the near future. But now you know the truth. Take this information and use it for good. We will save the world from the sociologists. Watch the recent Sociologists of the Week video to witness the ongoing war. Stay safe out there.